This is the most expensive purchase we've made for this channel in a while. As you might have guessed, it's one of the most advanced 3D printers available today. Many years have passed, so technology has progressed dramatically, and just so it doesn't look like an advertisement, I'll cover the brand name. After removing the protective films, we reveal a large enclosed chamber designed for creating objects. There is a removable touchscreen control and various accessories inside. But the most important thing is the plastic for printing. We bought a lot of options with different colors and properties. The plastic filament is loaded into the rear section of the printer. Insert the plastic wire into a special flexible channel, which will guide it into the moving print head that heats up to 220 degrees Celsius. The printer performs self-diagnostics, releasing a long white plastic snot. The first thing I wanted to do was to print something useful. I studied a bit of 3D modeling software and created this square thing that could protect my fence. Within 2 minutes, my 3D model was transformed into a functional cap for my fence post, designed to keep moisture out of the pipe. That's a great start. At that moment, I heard the cooing of a flock of flying pigeons. It was a sign that they were flying somewhere. There was some kind of a secret door behind the water boiler in my house, and I could never open it because I didn't have a key with a square hole. Fortunately, I found one on a website with a free 3D model and started printing it with green plastic. Half an hour later, I had finished the key to the secret door with the exact same square hole. It would be cool if there was some hidden treasure, like a gold bar or $1 million. Looks like it's working. So, where's my treasure? I can't see anything but cobwebs and ash. This place resembles some sort of a pet crematorium. Well, at least now I know for sure that it's not a stash with $1 million. The next product will be this green platform with a bolt. Pay attention to the quality of the printed thread. The bolt fits and screws into the hole perfectly. Now, we need to cut a piece of sandpaper, corresponding to the width of the platform, put the tool on top, behind the ends of the paper, and fix it with a red retainer, which is pressed by the bolt, securely fixing the paper. Check out what a cool and beautiful tool we've made. You can easily process small and delicate objects with this sandpaper holder, and if you need a bigger one, I can print even larger version at any time. Another tool I printed was this kind of a screwdriver bit holder. Sure, it won't be as durable as a metal one, but thanks to its shape it can fit into even the most hard-to-reach places. The next thing I found on the internet and immediately printed out was a small but very cool toy. The vibrant orange color suited it very well because it turned out to be a small and cute fox. Look at it! It's not solid. It consists of many flexible parts, allowing it to bend naturally in different directions. But I didn't stop there and decided to improve it by carefully coloring its ears, muzzle, eyes, and nose with my acrylic paints. With a little time and patience, I managed to create such a cool and cute toy. You may not believe it, but the production cost of this fox is 3 meters of plastic wire and few drops of paint, which probably costs only few cents. After that, I made one of my favorite products. I had to print out 3 different colored pieces which had to be put together in a certain order. You'll never guess what it is. Once I push the trigger, an orange blade pops out of the handle. It's a real automatic knife. Okay, it's not real, but it's pretty cool. At least now I understand the internal mechanism of such knives, and how is it possible to eject and hide the blade with a slight move of a finger. While watching the new episodes of Squid Game, I really liked the game where they tossed those little colored chips. Each one of them took about 10 minutes of printing time, and after a little refining with a felt tip pen, I got ready to make a set for my deadly game. All I had to do was play. Not bad. Whoa, I've already caught 2 of them. 3. I wonder if I can get all 4. It proved to be not that hard. Unfortunately, I failed to complete the last challenge, but I'll keep practicing and I'll win someday. Let's check if we can create a rather complex mechanism consisting of multiple parts. During the printing of the bolts, a spirit of Spider-Man possessed our printer and spun webs between them. Fortunately, we can easily remove it with a lighter, just like ordinary spider webs. We decided to use this transparent plastic for the body. It looks cool, doesn't it? You've probably already guessed that we are going to make a real padlock. But for it to work properly, we need to assemble all the internal parts. While the cover is open, we can familiarize ourselves with the principle of operation of such locks. After inserting the bolts and securing them without a screwdriver, the lock becomes functional and can be opened with a key. Well, this lock, to put it mildly, is not very secure. For the next product, we require this black plastic filament with integrated carbon fibers for extra strength. The model is quite complex and took several hours to paint. To make sure that the upper part and details of the eyes don't break, we had to create 3 shaped supports for them, which can be easily snapped off. As a result, we get a very durable and beautiful superhero helmet, thanks to which we will forget about Cookie in his usual appearance. Because from now on, he's no longer Cookie, he is... I happened to come across this exotic plastic filament with a silk-like coating. I used it to print simple yet functional smartphone stand. It weighs only a few grams, making it easy to carry wherever I go. I believe we're ready to create our most complex device yet. After all, it consists of many parts that must work together correctly. Take a look at the array of perfectly aligned cogs on these gear casings. We also need orbital holders for little sprockets and gears, with zigzag cogs resembling wheels of a Mars rover. As many as 4 gears have to be carefully fixed in the holder in such a way that they interact with each other, and we could rotate the entire structure by rotating 1 gear. After that, we need to lube the friction points with oil. We insert 2 gear sets in the special casing and place them in one part of the body. Thus, we have created a planetary gearbox. To facilitate understanding of its operation, I connected an electric screwdriver to the rear part and turned it on. We can see the rotation of the rear gear set, and that it takes just 1 rotation of the closer set for the rear to spin 4 or 5 times. But if we attach the 3rd gear set, the effect multiplies, allowing us to spin the last set to incredible speeds. I printed out these propellers that can be attached to the device to demonstrate this effect. And now, by turning the lower part of the casings just half a turn, the propeller spins up to a speed of several thousand revolutions per minute and flies into the air. Now, let's try something unusual. I bought a small pool of rather expensive green wire. The reason for its high price is that it's made out of rubber. Because of the strong friction of the rubber against the walls of the wire channel, it has to be fed directly into the extruder. For this purpose, I had to print and assemble this upgrade for the printer and place it on top. So it turns out that the printer can improve itself. Now, the wire goes directly in without any additional friction. You may not believe it, but I decided to print an orthotic shoe insole, and it took only 1 hour to complete. It was a little hard to detach it from the print table, but the final result seemed to be decent. The insole is quite dense, even though it's completely perforated for air ventilation. I remember a store charging me a lot of money for a custom orthopedic insole several years ago, but now I can make as many copies as I want. Wilson Company has created the world's first airless ball covered with holes, thanks to which its air resistance is significantly less than that of an ordinary basketball. It sounds unbelievable, but the price of this ball is as much as $2,500. But since we have a 3D printer, why not print one ourselves? After browsing the internet, I managed to find a 3D model of this ball. First, I tried to print a small version to see if the printer can do something like this, and it seemed to work pretty well. Then I loaded up the orange wire and started printing. The model is very large and complex, so it took me a while to get it printed. The printer worked all day and night, and I saw the final result in the morning. The one thing left to do was to remove the support holding it in place and preventing it from rolling all over the table. Take a look at those perfect shapes, the precise uniform honeycombs. Even though it's made of our orange material, it's quite bouncy. Spending significantly less than $2,500, we received our replica of this ball.